hello, and welcome to the Rag Company podcast. I'm Dane Hennen. To my right, Levi Gates.
Hey, what's happening?
Below me, Anthony Fisher.
Hey, yo.
And kitty corner, Morgan McMurray.
Hey, guys.
Is that your M3 over your shoulder?
That is.
Oh,
Is that,
nice.
is that
That's
you
a good picture.
in the window? It is.
Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't.
I guess she's previewing our studio. Not quite done yet. We'll get there soon
Yeah,
enough.
no one's allowed to see.
So as far as stuff that happened this weekend, I know there was a lot of, not perfect weather going on. So I suspect we may not have done as much as we planned to, but I'm curious to hear what people did anyway. It sounds like, Levi, you did get some stuff.
I got a lot.
So what went on in your neck of the woods?
A lot done. Who wants to go first?
Okay.
'Cause I've got a ton of stuff.
Well,
He's
actually,
got a story.
Before we jump in, Levi, we'll have you start first, but just going over some business as usual, as I like to say, or some
I like that.
some bow, maybe
Bow.
Bayou, something like that. So just kind of giving you guys a rundown of what's been going on. So last week we filmed a lot more Q&As, so that's something you guys can look forward to. Because I know those have been really helpful. If you haven't already subscribed to the Rag Company FAQ channel, check those out. Did I say Q&As or FAQ? Sorry, I meant to say
You
FAQ.
said Q&As.
Sorry, FAQ. So
We did that too, but
yeah, we did that too. So head to the FAQ channel, go and subscribe, because it's just a lot of really good content, and we're really stoked on how people are responding to it, which is really, really good.
it's
And then
fantastic.
also another big thing to look out for is we will be having a Father's Day sale. So that is something that we'll be launching this week. So if you've been kind of holding off on buying some things, we are going to have some really cool kits together for the Father's Day sale that I think you guys are really, really going to like. And we're also here in the next, I think, couple weeks, we have a couple new products being released. And I'll give you a hint, but one of those products was featured on the Q&A last week for a short period of time. So that'll be releasing soon. I think if there's like an acronym or something like that, it's like a U and then like a B and like an S or something of some sort.
Yeah. Universal basic sponges.
I don't even know if it's a sponge.
Ultra black sponge.
What? Levi, you can't just say that.
He just said it. He just
Like
came out and said it.
Ultra Baconator sandwich.
Ultra
Dang it.
Baconator.
So
Black sponge.
anyway, so that'll be going live here hopefully pretty soon, within the next week or so. So that's just normal business stuff. This week we have a lot more stuff planned, more FAQs, as well as some Wash Wednesdays and things like that in the works. And so we're really ramping up our media stuff to obviously try to get as much good content out on the channel as possible. And I appreciate everybody for being so patient over the last several months during all of this. So all right, now with that said, Mr. Levi, yes, please tell us your rundown of the weekend.
But did you even bring up that we're starting a Father's Day sale by the time you guys hear this?
Yep, I already said that.
Yeah. Okay.
I
just
said
saying,
that pretty
like you
clear.
said other stuff. I just didn't know if you did. Like it's going from starting today, or when you hear this, it'll be active all the way till Sunday at midnight.
Yeah.
So
it's a good run.
Really get in there, get some cool stuff. We got a lot of great things. Get stuff for your dads. All right. So I just received a text message sent moments ago that the truck bed trailer is ready for pickup from Leshman with the new wheel and larger tires. Quite exciting. I may run over there on my lunch. I'm torn. I might just wait till I get home on my way home and get the trailer. But I would like to.
I would like to see it.
I would like to go to the junkyard after this podcast and get that giant rubber mat.
Yeah, you do need to pull that.
I will need to get some. I will need to get some help to carry that. So maybe I get the truck bed trailer, or maybe I just take the Suburban. We drive over, we load that mat in, we drive back across the street, we clean the mat, put it back in the Suburban, and then have it prepared and ready for when I go pick up the truck bed trailer and put that in.
Well, you don't have to tell me twice.
Really excited about that. I know Morgan is chomping at the bit to go to the junkyard to get that rubber mat. That's it's a giant bed mat. Anyway, so this weekend, a lot of rain, tons of rain, heavy thunder and lightning to wake up to on Saturday morning. Super fun, super cool to deal with. But I had a detail scheduled for this weekend that ended up falling through. They never showed. So I was kind of bummed about that because I was kind of looking forward to the cash. But I think they rescheduled for next weekend. I haven't actually had any communication with them. They never texted me, but I think they assumed from the previous text that it's for Father's Day weekend. So it's fine. I have that weekend open. But worked on the garage a little bit, got it kind of cleaned up, worked on the house, cleaned that up, got the house, looking sharp, mowed the lawn, did a bunch of stuff. But I installed a new amenity into the MOS HQ.
What? Something new.
Real luxury.
A real luxury. Many locations have this, but what's crazy is even our own HQ studio does not carry a device such as this. So I installed air conditioning into the MOS HQ. So it is now, I can detail an air conditioned comfort. So when the thermometer gets really high, I can actually turn that on and it'll actually cool the room down. So really revolutionary stuff. So my dad came over and had brought up the idea that I had told him, I said, man, next I'd like to get a little window mount air conditioner for the garage, keep it nice and cool. I said, but I don't know, I gotta save some money and figure out when I want to do that, but maybe next year.
Yeah.
Trying to plant the seed for Father's Day because my parents always get me something. Usually my dad gets me another electric drill. He's got me 4 electric drills in the last 10 years, even though I have one DeWalt electric drill and a DeWalt impact driver that I've had for like 7 years that have worked flawlessly. He buys me like a new one every year for no reason. So I usually just take it back to Fred Meyer or to Home Depot and exchange it. So I thought, I'm gonna plant the seed. Maybe they'll get me something. So my dad does me one better. He has an actual window mount AC unit that he's had in his warehouse or his shop for one of his rentals. And he bought it when the AC went out on one of his rental properties because the AC company that came to fix it, the HVAC company, it took them like 2 weeks to get the AC unit replaced. So the tenants were like, the house is super hot. It's crazy. So the property he bought it for was a little 1,000 square foot unit. So he bought a little window mount air freshener or window air conditioner and put it in until the AC was fixed and then put it back in the box. And he's like, this has been used for a week and it's been sitting in my garage for 3 years in his big, huge shop. So he's like, I don't need it. Here you go. And so super stoked. So I got that. So put that in last night, got that looking all good. This weekend, Gabe reached out and said, I'd love for you to detail a couple, either my dad's Land Cruiser or sister-in-law's 4Runner. And so at a turn of events, he couldn't get the Land Cruiser. So I got the 4Runner. So they dropped that off yesterday afternoon. So I should have that done by tomorrow night. And get that. I'll probably get it done tonight. I got the outside squashed. But this car has been sitting in Seattle under a tree in a condo complex, and it has grown moss and mud has started to cake in the crevices and around the emblems. And then that mud has started to grow life. So they've turned green.
Wait, which 4Runner was this?
It's a white 4Runner Limited.
I saw that in your photos. Yeah.
It's Nick's sister's car. So.
Okay, gotcha.
But it's all over the top. I mean, the roof is black, even though it's white. It's full of moss and lichen all over the roof. So
lively
to say, and mildew. So basically, I had to use some APC. I had to scrub. Took me about an hour to wash that thing. So I did that. And then I also, Sunday morning when it was cleared out, I detailed the Suburban because Saturday night I replaced the pulley, the idler pulley, the tensioner, and the belt on the Suburban, the serpentine belt.
Oh, wow.
Fun fact, it was making a big howling noise on my way back from Mountain Home picking up the trailer. And
yeah, probably.
Yeah, when we saw the pictures, it made
didn't know why I was making a noise. I couldn't see, and I thought, oh, maybe one of the pulleys is the bearing's bad. So Rock Auto had a great kit. I could buy all 3 pieces separately for about $160, or I could buy the kit, which had everything, and it was all Gates branded products. So a Gates branded tensioner, Gates branded idler pulley, and a Gates, let me go right there, Gates branded belt. So got all those for $95, shipped to my door.
Wow.
And spent the evening putting that on. Very simple, easy to do. Took me about an hour to replace the serpentine belt on that 8.1, which I was very surprised by. However,
that's not bad.
I'm going to show you a photo of, so if you guys are watching this at home, you can see. So I couldn't see this tensioner when it was under the intake until I took everything apart. And then I saw it and I was like, oh, that looks weird. And then I walk over and open the box, pull the tensioner out, and I'm like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot missing.
Yes. So needless to say, at any moment during that drive home, that belt could have snapped, and Augie and I would have been stranded on the road between Mountain Home and Boise out in the middle of the high desert. So pretty crazy. Proud of the Suburban for making it back and not having any issues. The other thing that was crazy was the belt. So when that thing snapped, it ended up eating up the belt. So there's the belt in its shortness to its actual new width. You can see that.
Totally, ripped up.
Anyway, totally crazy. So that was amazing. I couldn't believe I got all that done. So I was very productive. Got that. Got a car washed, got an air conditioning unit installed, got the lawn mowed, which was great, house cleaned, all these things, and was able to allow my wife to go get away for a night at her friend's house to spend the night and just have a girls' night, and that was nice. So all in all, ready to go for this week. And then I even cleaned up the Suburban, got to polish it a little bit. So that was awesome. And then, it's ready to go. Now I just need to really do a deep clean on the interior. But other than that, that was my weekend. Pretty standard. Ready for a Father's Day weekend, which I think my mom is actually going to take the kids for a sleepover this weekend. So I may be able to get the kids out of the house.
For Father's Day.
For Father's Day. So I'm very excited about that. It'd be really great. So
I'm sure that's the dream of a few fathers out there.
It's gonna be delightful. So
I'm sure.
Well, Dane did some fun stuff. Dane, tell about your weekend.
Did you do some home improvement, Dane?
I did little things around the house, nothing particularly crazy. Left the light bulbs alone this week, so we're all good there. We don't have to worry about that happening. No, it was mostly just took a few more things to my storage unit. I'm really considering at this point ditching the storage unit and just getting myself a shed for my backyard and kind of redistributing what goes between my garage and a shed. I think, I kind of bounce between these ideas. I'm never quite sure what I want to settle on until I do it.
Well, here's what you do,
but
I would say right now on Facebook Marketplace, there are some of those plastic sheds.
Yeah.
You could buy at Home Depot or go to Costco and buy one.
Sure.
For like $1,000. There are some that are barely a year old for $300 on Facebook Marketplace.
Okay, it would really depend on the size, but I would take a look. Yeah.
Think about that, because think about how much money you spend every month on even though you got a great deal on a new security or storage facility, think about the breakdown in your cost per use.
I'm well aware.
What did you put into it for the year? And then what are you willing, if you put a shed in your property? Next day Nate just put a really gorgeous shed on his property.
It looks great.
Beautiful place. So
for me, it's figuring out a good
one.
size, because my storage unit, that is pretty big. It's like a 10 by 20. So I got a lot of room in there, all things considered. But for a shed, obviously 10 by 20 is a little too big for a shed. I could fit it, certainly. Yeah. But as far as what's available in like a standard fit, I would have to look at like one of the other brands or something. I do have a very good rate with my Home Depot card, and my Home Depot card doesn't really have anything on it. So I am looking at the sheds I got there, and even for like $500, I actually had a pretty decent like
Yeah.
10 by 10 or something. So yeah, I'm kind of
You could
eyeballing
go
that,
one
but
better, Dane. You could
mostly to get the
sheetrock
big
it,
things out of the
insulate
garage.
it, sheetrock it, seal it
Yeah,
all up, keep it free of bugs, make it run some electricity to it, make it like a really
make
nice,
it a shop.
make a nice little. Well, you could, or you could build another. You could get it, split it. You know, keep one side for storage, get a big one, and one side is like an extra room. You know, you could set up.
Yeah, Dean, you
You
could
buy
just
two of them and you
Airbnb
stick
that.
them back to back.
Good Airbnb.
You could Airbnb that thing. I'm
Tiny
telling
house.
you.
Oh,
Tiny
my God.
house. Morgan can come visit.
Dean, your
Somebody just
backyard
takes
is
one of those
pretty
and
good
builds it on a
size, if I
trailer. It
remember
is.
right.
Yeah, no,
So
behind my
you could,
garage is a very big part of the yard.
so yeah,
It's not
have you
really being used for anything right now.
have you seen those sheds, right? So I think you can get them at Home Depot. They are literally like $8,000, right? But they are essentially a
For the
tiny
big
home.
ones, yeah.
For the big
Yeah,
ones.
no,
You could
essentially. They
put that
get
back
pretty
there.
complex.
Dane, you could Airbnb that bad boy. I'm talking you make a hundreds of bucks a night there. You really deck it out, make it nice. Liz can maintain it. So like she can obviously like
Get
she'll
set up
go
the
in,
scheduling.
change the sheets and things like that.
She's the
Like
caretaker.
she
Yeah.
she could do the scheduling and everything. Like
She could become a
Dane,
super host.
you could pull an extra $1,000 a week. Think about it. Just think about it.
Oh, man. Well, there's always options, I suppose, huh?
I think
Yeah.
so.
So mostly I just want to get stuff out of my garage so I have more room for car stuff. That's kind of the goal. But yeah, no, kind of finding a balance between maybe getting maybe a couple of sheds and yeah, putting them back to back, do
Couple of
something like
sheds. I
that.
like this idea.
Yeah, rather than doing just like one big one that becomes incredibly expensive, get a couple of the cheaper ones, stick them side
Yes.
by side, and just make that
One,
work. I mean, it's a big
one of
part
them
of the
can be
yard.
the
It
new
won't look as
mailroom.
tacky as it sounds. Well,
Yeah,
you know,
Dane.
maybe the mail room can just get subbed out for
Dane,
once, and
maybe
that
you
can
can
become
set
a
up like
real
a
room.
USPS hub at the back of your house, and I can just do my package drop-offs at your house.
That'd be great.
Oh,
Something
well,
Liz can do from home. She just has a desk and like she could scan packages, get deliveries scheduled, ready to go. I mean, wow, the
that's a
opportunities
very
are endless for
thoughtful
these sheds.
things.
Lots of great ideas.
Oh my. So yeah, basically that's on the agenda. Don't quite know when, but obviously got Shark Fest next weekend, so not doing that. But also Father's Day next weekend, so not doing that. So yeah, a little preoccupied with things. The Jag still hasn't left the garage. It's been good. So far it hasn't collected as much
Has
dust
Liz
as I
left the
thought it would,
house?
which is good. Well, yeah, no, she went on some walks and went to some stores that way, but you know, that was the extent of that.
Okay.
So
All right.
yeah, no, that was pretty good. Although I will say they actually repaved my cul-de-sac.
Nice.
The city brought
Oh.
in an outside contractor and it was nice, but at the same
Did
time, being
burnouts?
told that you literally can't leave your home, yeah, I understand there's a lot of folks who obviously in quarantine and things like that, but here in Idaho, admittedly, we hadn't had it quite to that degree. There was a
So
don't
did you
leave
guys
your home
block?
unless you have to thing. No, literally, like they made it so it's paved, and then they had cones set up. And they're like, don't go past these cones. If they're out here, you can't drive on it. If you drive on it, we're going to charge you for any damage you cause. It's like,
Right, but you could walk
and
with
then
your feet, right, on the sidewalk.
yes, you can, unless you plan on going grocery shopping or something like that,
You
where
guys
you're
go
going
out
to
and
need
grab
some
some
way to carry
breakfast.
stuff back.
Well,
Take
that's what I told
Callie.
Dane. If he had a Honda Grom, all of his problems would be solved.
You could have ridden those on the. You could have put Liz on the
Oh
back.
no,
You
for
and
for
Liz
about
could have ridden to go get some breakfast at the Express Cafe on Sunday morning.
Ooh,
Ridden
delicious.
down the sidewalk. Wouldn't have had to worry.
here's the thing. Here's
Or
the
Saturday
thing.
morning
So
during the torrential downpour we had.
I was aware that this stuff was going to be happening because they gave me a warning a day in advance. Not more than that, but they gave me a day in advance warning. And they stuck it to my door, and it's like, oh, I guess that's happening. So they didn't give a time though. That was the hard part. They didn't say exactly when they do it. They just said the day. So it could have been any point during that day. So apparently they did it like early in the morning, but the cones were still up when I got up in the morning, and I wanted to go to Express because I wanted to get us your special, like, breakfast, nice thing. They're my favorite local business aside from us, of course. So yeah, I want to support them, and yeah, I thought
love
I'm gonna do
Dane.
this.
Dane, I just stop you there. I love that your favorite local business besides the rag company is a breakfast place.
I love Express Cafe. I want to shout them out every possible chance I get because they are so nice and the food is so warm and welcoming and it's so great. I
So,
love it
just so
and I
you
wouldn't
know,
trade it.
what awards have they won, Dane? I'd like to know for Meridian. Have they won?
Yeah, you know, off
breakfast?
the top of my head, I don't know. Maybe they have.
Levi, I
Eggman and
will
Earl,
say,
the place that
that
Eggman
they
and Earl.
use they use Meridian meats for their bacon, right?
Oh,
Because they have fantastic bacon, right? It's very
Mhm.
thick cut, it's very delicious. I think they also use that for their sausage and a little bit of everything else. And Meridian Meats makes high quality meat. So Dane, I think instead of going to Express Cafe, you just need to go to the source. I'm talking go get your slab of bacon
Yeah,
from
honor
Meridian
the
Meats.
source.
See, beyond that though, they have these amazing cake donuts they make in-house. They do all this kind of stuff. They make a cinnamon
you know
roll
what?
French toast. It's a French
I've never
toast
seen this
version
place.
of a cinnamon roll. It is amazing. It is the most
Express
nondescript building
Cafe
when you're
Meridian.
driving by. But
So
my goodness,
I'm
people
looking it up
love
on
that
Facebook.
place.
right
on
now.
Google Maps, it looks like a shack. It looks
Yeah,
like an
people
old
drive
Oh
right
my
by because they
goodness!
have no
Wow.
idea what
Yep.
they're missing.
It is a horribly designed sign too.
Exactly. It is the
You
most
could do
basic,
some
plain looking thing.
logo
And
work
that's the
for them.
secret of a great hole in the wall, blink and you'll miss it kind
Cinnamon
of
roll
place.
French
It is
toast.
absolutely,
Start your Monday off right.
I can't stress enough. Like,
Oh, they
you
do
know
make
how I feel
donuts.
about chains and all these different
Wow,
things.
Dane, you are
Express Cafe is my favorite restaurant, period. Just
Hey, you got a
period.
picture of you walking into the store. Says our favorite customer, Dane Hennen, and his
Oh.
lovely bride eat here.
I'll put it this way.
Sunday.
If you called and you said, hey, do you guys know a guy named Dane? Someone there would say yes. They know me there. They know.
They have a.
So,
do you have one of
yeah.
their coffee mugs that says Meridian's Best Breakfast? Have you stolen one of those yet?
No, I haven't, but that's
Well,
a
you
good
can
idea.
buy one.
But I
It's
would pay for it
$4.99 without the beverage,
because they're
or
so nice.
$5.99 with the beverage, or $20 will get you 4 mugs.
Wow.
What impressed me was the one time I went there. It is a definite, like, they have regulars there pretty much. Like it's like a for sure thing, because I walked in, a couple old guys sitting at the counter,
Yeah,
saying like, hey Greg, the usual type of thing, that kind of conversation and whatnot. I will say that the donuts looked pretty old, but I would say that they're probably just store-bought donuts, I'm guessing. And
No, the donuts are actually made in house. I promise you, they are special.
I love that as I'm scrolling through their Facebook, Morgan has
Fantastic.
commented on them and tagged Dane in it.
There was a pop-up that I had to tag Dane to make sure he saw. So
Dane, are you more of an
Thanks.
eat in or
Appreciate it.
dine out kind of guy? Like, do you like the full
Oh, I go through
vibes?
their drive-through. No, I love it there,
What?
but I only go in there if it's for, well, back in my single days, I used to go in there a lot. But being in a couple, obviously,
what does that mean?
girls? What does that mean? Would
No,
you pick
I
up
would,
on some ladies at the
let's
breakfast?
just say there would be mornings I would go there and I wouldn't be alone. So anyway.
Well,
I'm
Dane,
not going to get into the
Dane is a
details there,
gentleman.
but
Not only he dines them, not only at night, but in the morning as well, right?
Yeah.
So
it's an
kinda
important
like
part of it, and that's the
it's-
best way. That's how you seal the deal when they go, "Oh my goodness, this is the best breakfast I've ever had." I'm like, right?
Not only the best dinner, the best breakfast.
Well, but then
That's
it's like a sandwich. Basically,
Yep.
he puts the
Through the
food on
drive-thru.
both ends, but then you got Dane right in the middle. He's like, this is pretty much what you get.
I think we've established that. Okay, so moving on. Just wanted to say it's my favorite. It's
So
my
I'm
favorite.
going to
I'm
share
unashamed. It's my
picture of
favorite.
their donuts onto our group page.
Oh boy.
So for those of you wondering, you guys can check it out. It's going to be on the podcast page.
So, any rate, other things that happened this weekend. Yeah, they were paving the street, but when I saw those cones and I saw the freshly paved area and the little note said, "Don't drive on it. You'll pay for damages. If you cause any damage, don't turn on your sprinkler. Don't even walk on it because it'll be soft."
Except
until
for the
like
torrential downpour
eight. And they said if it rains, they had to push it back a day because it rained.
But
so
it
they're like, if that
on
happens,
Sunday.
yes, I'm aware of that, but they did it anyway. So, yeah, there was a guy who pulled up with a truck right as I wanted to get out and go to Express, and he started walking over and pulling these like tape covers off of the manhole cover and stuff. And I went, oh, does this mean it's okay to go? And the guy said, well, yeah, no, it's okay to go. And that made me feel so much better, because 5 minutes prior to that, there was no truck, there was no guy. I was seriously contemplating driving across my lawn and on the sidewalk to not drive on the asphalt just to get out. Now I got Tacoma. I was ready to run over a bush and leave tracks in my yard just to get out. That's how much I love Express Cafe, and I won't change it for anybody.
Could have done that with the Jag, but
yeah. Oh, well, that would have been a terrible idea after having it detailed so nicely by Sydney. But yeah, no, well, that's not the point, is it? Okay, so had that, dealt with that, fine. Other things I did this weekend, not a whole lot. I mean, it was just around the house, planning things, cleaning out the garage a little more. But then basically getting sucked down the YouTube, Netflix, Hulu rabbit hole of like watching a bunch of shows. Almost felt like being in quarantine again, where it was just like, how many things can I watch before I get up? And boy, I watched a lot of things.
Oh,
so
interesting.
yeah, I have this knack for picking things that are either extremely draining emotionally or mentally, because they're like super charged kind of content, but I tried to balance it with a few fun things too. But yeah, no, that Jeffrey Epstein documentary on Netflix, yikes. That was definitely heavy. There was the 13th, which is all about the 13th Amendment, really good documentary on Netflix. Then it was basically just going down the line of these different things. But then I watched Superstore, essentially the retail version of The Office, which actually was funny. So that kind of lightened things up a little bit. But yeah, no, just a lot of stuff this weekend. But it wasn't really anything besides consuming media. I did go to Express.
Okay, good.
I did make it there, and they were so happy to see me. It was great as usual.
Trumpets, fanfare.
Well, I mean, as much as you could expect.
Lordship is arrived.
It's about the people. It's about the content of that building. It's not what the building looks like. They're not about that flashy business, clearly. But no, just check them out on Instagram and Facebook, and you guys can see for yourself why I love them.
Group. So you guys
yeah,
take a look, see.
I just love them so much. So, at any rate, that was pretty much my weekend. Nothing that exciting, but thanks for acknowledging Express Cafe. Morgan, how about you? What did you do?
Didn't really do anything super exciting. The only really activity that I did was go over to Jimmy's house and we installed my rear strut brace. So that was fun, and then it started raining, so that was not fun. But that was pretty much the only exciting thing that I did. So
that was the extent.
Sounds amazing.
I guess that's your whole weekend then.
Yep.
Great, Morgan. Thanks for sharing.
Short and simple.
Yeah, love it. Well, what about you, Anthony?
Oh man. Okay, so Friday night, so I had Katie's dad in town all last week, right? And so he was staying with us. So I was entertaining Mr. Hallamore, as I like to call him, and so basically, yeah. And so he was staying with us, and it was actually really fun. I mean, like, he would always pick up like dinner every night, so we had like a couple of different things, which was fun. And but he, on Friday night, he was leaving Saturday morning, so it was kind of like our last night. So we were all just kind of hanging out. We had dinner, played some games and whatnot, and it was kind of funny because so he, about a year ago or 2 years ago, had given Katie's other sister this truck, right? This it's like a beater work truck, and because she needed a vehicle, so she had started running that for a while. Long story short, she ran that thing into the ground, and it's been parked and it's been sitting ever since. She got a Prius or whatever she has now, and so there's this truck that's kind of sitting within the family that they don't know what to do with. So he said, hey, would you and Katie want this truck, and just to have it, to see if you can just use it for whatever you need in the future or whatever. And I'm sitting here kind of like, well, I've seen the truck. I think it's like a 1998 Ram 1500 or something like that, right? It's like a 90s.
So it's kind of a big boy. Okay.
So yeah, it's a bigger.
I was expecting
truck.
Like a little mini truck, like mine.
No, so it's like a 1500, and I can't remember the exact year, but it's silver. It's got a bashed in tail light. The what's it called? The tailgate doesn't work. I'm pretty sure it's on mismatched tires. Katie's sister doesn't know when the oil was changed last. There's a leak in the coolant reservoir, and the AC doesn't work. And
You can fix. We have a junkyard across the street.
I was
basically,
gonna
like,
say this is a Ram, so the parts are readily available.
yeah, so it's a pretty big like rap sheet of things that are wrong with it. And
Mhm.
so, but like he's sitting here saying like, hey, do you want this free truck or we're gonna take it to the junkyard? So I'm sitting here kind of like, you know what? Like, I think I could probably do something with it, right? If I can get it to where it's at
Yeah.
least just running and kind of fixed up, like even if I just flip it, I could probably make maybe what, $2,000 off it,
More than
maybe.
that, you could probably even get almost 5 for it if you did it right.
And I think the mileage isn't that bad. I think it's only got like 100 and maybe 50,000 miles on it. It's not like
No.
crazy bad. So it's still relatively, you know, it's not as high as it could be. So anyway, so I'm waiting on her sister to clean out this truck, get all her old stuff out of it. It's at her apartment complex. So basically what I have to do is I have to go there, jump the truck, pour a little bottle of coolant in there, and then get it to my house. I basically just need to get it moving to my place, and then I can actually start working on it, and I can do everything in the front of my house, and I can change out the coolant reservoir and do all that stuff. It's just at this point, it's under this parked thing at an apartment complex, and I can't do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the paint is hammered, but it's silver, so I might be able just to kind of, you know, polish it out, fix it up a little bit, and then the
Well, you never
interiors.
know, like you've got that new painter, you might be able to just take the hood off, or if the hood's peeled, and be like, hey, just need you to spray this. And
Yeah, he doesn't like to do whole cars, but if you bring it to him a piece at a time, maybe he'll consider it.
dude, I like.
Well,
like, I
those
don't-
second gen
I-
Rams have such bad paint.
Yeah, my thing is I don't want this truck, right? But I want to
Right.
fix it, and then if I could
Mhm.
sell it and buy a truck that's maybe a little bit nicer, if I
Yeah.
wanted to have a truck, then I would.
yeah,
Sure.
But so anyway, so that's something that I'm
or
still
a
kind of
truck bed
waiting.
trailer.
Yeah, I can convert it. So I'm just waiting to hear back until I can go and pick it up. So that's one kind of cool thing that happened Friday night. And then Saturday, man, I spent first half of the day cleaning up my garage, going through chemicals. And what I keep finding is a lot of my detailing chemicals that I have, a lot of them are just half used, right? And they're half used, but then they sit there for months and I'm not using them. Like I have several all-purpose cleaners that I'm never even touching because I always reach for power clean first. So I basically kind of cleaned house, got rid of a bunch of stuff that I'm seriously just never going to use, and tossed that. But then I also went through and I bought, I think 5 gallons of distilled water, and then started remixing and making new batches of everything. So pretty much anything that I wanted to be ready to use, I diluted it, mixed it, used funnels and stuff like that to kind of get it to where I have a full ready to pull lineup out of everything I have. And I still have a couple products that it sucks because the products that I need to get rid of are some of the products that I think smell the best. So I like to keep them because I like the way they smell, but I don't think they perform very well. So I don't know why I have them. And
well, let's be realistic here. Which products are they? Because I know a lot of people got excited when we actually talked in depth about products a podcast or two ago. So I'm opening up the floor for that one.
So here's a fun one for you, right? I actually talked about this, I think it was well over 2 years ago or something, right? West Coast Customs, right? The Walmart store-bought brand. Their interior detailer smells like crack candy. It smells really good. It smells so good. And I think it's very sweet, but kind of like, it's like a sweet sour candy. And I just like the way it smells. And I have 3 bottles of it, right? Because I got them for $2 a piece. I'm not going to use them, right? Because they're thick. They don't really spread super well. You have to kind of dilute them, but they're in this weird metal bottle that you can't open. So why do I have them? No idea. I like the way they smell. Other products, I have probably 5 Chemical Guys products, right? Like their honeydew snow foam. I have their watermelon wash stuff. I have all this other stuff from them. Their banana wax that they have, their carnauba wax. Can't get rid of them because I think they smell good, but I'm never going to use them ever. I'm never ever going to use them. So
yeah, you're just held by the smell.
Yeah, so it's like, and that's the thing, like how often am I smelling them? Not that often, but like every once in a while I'll go through everything, I'll kind of crack it open, like, oh yeah, that did smell good. And I think, oh, I'm never going to use it though. So anyway, cleaned out the garage, did some stuff like that. And I will say that I am absolutely freaking loving my new air compressor solution package. It's that
Nice.
ultra quiet Husky that I got. Dude, it is so quiet that like I will have it on in the garage and not even know it's running. And it's my favorite thing, because that was my problem with the rigid 6-gallon, is that I was anxious to turn it on because it was so loud. I didn't want to use it because of how loud it was, so I never used it. And now that I have this new one, I'm using it on pretty much freaking everything. I'm blowing out my garage, I'm blowing out my cars, I am, airing everything up that needs to be.
Yeah, it's like mine. You just leave it on. You don't have
Dude,
to set it off.
It's super nice. It was funny is that I have that 100-foot hose.
Yeah.
I dragged that thing into my house, right? And I blew out my carpet as I was shop vacuuming.
Yeah.
So it's that 100-foot hose is coming in handy. But yeah, it's just a super useful little thing. So I have been using that a lot lately. And then the rest of the day, I just did a lot of cleanup, man, just around the house. I just treated it as a rainy Saturday. I was like, I need to go through. You ever get to the point where you have so much, you have so many bins of laundry in the laundry room that you just feel overwhelmed, like you can't tackle it? So think about it like,
changes his outfit 6 times a day for some reason.
Well, but here's the problem, right? It's not overwhelmed from clothes, because they weren't clothes in these laundry bins. They're freaking blankets, man. So Katie has this infatuation with blankets. She loves them, right? So she has about 20 blankets. I kid you not. Full-size
So is this
blankets.
like the people who have too many pillows on their couch and bed?
Yes, it's exactly that situation.
Like they're obsessed with, like, I gotta have 20 pillows. Why do you have 20 pillows?
So she's got 20 blankets, and they're all these things were filled with blankets. And I say, hey, I'm like, hey man, we got to get rid of some of these blankets. And she's like, but I like all of them. And I'm like, we don't have room for all these blankets, right? And washing blankets is not fun, right? Because first off, you can only fit so many. You can only do one at a time, or two at a time. And then when you go to dry them, depending on that style of blanket, they may or may not dry well. And then you sit there like, okay, now I got to hang dry this wet blanket, dude. My nightmare is what that is. Next to throw pillows,
20 loads.
Throw pillows and blankets are something that I don't think should exist in the world. I think that if you're cold, put on clothes, and that's it. That's it. So
we had a lot of laundry. I did all the towels for the MOSHQ, which I realized very quickly I need to replace my towels. My Dragos are almost gone. My gray overlock stitch gray towels that I had about 50 of, I now have maybe 5 left. So very low on my towels. I only have like 2 or 3 Eagles left, and then my green towels. But I need new glass towels. I probably need to get a set of either Creatures or some more 365s to replenish. But just going through inventorying, so to speak, while doing laundry, I noticed that I'm lacking in some towels that I need to re-up and get built. So I may need to shop it later.
Yeah. So that was pretty much it. And then my Saturday night was pretty chill. I don't think I did anything on the cars. I didn't do anything like that. I just I think I just hung out, played Call of Duty on Sunday. Kind of the same thing, more stuff around the house. But I did notice, though, that when I woke up, that my driver's side headlight had moisture in it, right on the Civic. And I'm not sure what happened, but I think the seal finally gave out. And so I'm like sitting here thinking to myself, okay, that's $5 at the junkyard to go grab a headlight. I can repolish it out, re-PPF it, and then have a new headlight, or I can try to fix this one. So what I ended up doing was I took a heat gun, heated up the headlight, got rid of all the moisture that was in there, and it kind of evaporated. And then I took some Permatrex gasket maker, and then I re-gasketed the top of the headlight. I didn't pull the whole thing out. I just hit the top because that's where it looked like it had kind of separated. And I'll have to see. I have no idea. But I woke up this morning and there was still moisture in it. And I don't know if it was leftover moisture from yesterday that I didn't get out all the way, or if I just didn't get it. So kind of sucks, because like once that happens, there's nothing like an OEM headlight, right? That seal that they have is going to have the best seal. And I genuinely feel like headlights are just super finicky with that kind of stuff. And so it'd be easier for me to go to a junkyard, find something that's completely sealed in good shape, and then refinish it out, and maybe even put Permatrex over around the stock seal and then call it good, versus trying to fix this one. Because if you've ever tried separating a headlight housing, it's a total pain. You'll never get it perfect. When you clean the inside of the headlight housing out, there could be streaks, there could be water spots, and those are in there permanently as well. And I've done this before, so that's why I speak from experience. It's just, headlights are just crappy things to refinish. And when I see people getting custom headlight stuff done, God bless them, people don't see swirls, right? So when I see these shops that will, do a custom housing, and then they take the inside of the actual headlight cover and the lens, and they'll wipe it out with a blue towel, right? And then throw it back on there. I'm like, do you realize what you've just done? And they're like, oh no, it looks perfect. I'm like, no, it's not perfect, because now you have swirls on the inside of the plastic, not the outside of the plastic. There's nothing you could do about it. That's just that's just a deep thought thing.
No, I'm feeling your pain, because the Jag had that on the passenger side. The seal finally gave way too. As you recall, I had Sydney polish the yellow that was starting to appear on top of the headlight, which was great, came off. But there was clearly a little bit of something happening inside, and it's like, oh, great. Is this the point where I do like the LED retrofit? Because those are not cheap headlights. Like, Civic is one thing, Evo is one thing, because it's a Lancer, but man, that's
Dane,
not fun.
I'll tell you right now, those Lancer headlights, right? For a set of those things, it's $1,800, because they don't make any aftermarket options. So
really,
like,
they don't have
like
any. You'd think there would be so many options.
There
is not one. So deep
on mine. So
So
I know your
Depot-
pain, Anthony.
Yeah. So
Meanwhile,
Depot
I have
makes
headlights
kills,
that literally
but there's
change
headlights.
direction when I turn the steering wheel, and turn on side lamps when I'm turning at a low speed. It literally shoots a light over to the side to light your way.
Maxima wagon
So
in high school
they
had
literally move and do that. Now I realize old school people know that Citroens used to do that back in the 70s.
85
But yeah, I get that's
Maxima
a thing.
wagons, Dane. 85 Maxima
Yeah,
wagons had that option as well.
that's pretty great. Although they probably weren't projector bulbs in a motorized housing.
No, it was a full headlight on the side of the car.
But they were halogens, weren't they?
Yeah, but it was still a full headlight. It wasn't like I'm
just saying, price wise, there's a big difference in what it costs to replace. But yeah, no, the point is, it ain't cheap. But yeah, no, that sucks about the Lancer ones. I didn't realize they didn't have any aftermarket. You'd think on a car like that, there would just be overflowing aftermarket.
Yeah, you would.
It feels like it.
Evo.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think
It's
that
such
housing costs
hot
too much
property.
to replicate.
Man,
I don't know. It's
not even that complicated.
It is.
Just
that
looking at it.
That headlight assembly is pretty complicated. It's more complicated than what you would think. Yeah.
Because it
but I'm not
doesn't
gonna
look
get into
it.
that. Yeah.
No, now I'm just interested. But yeah, another story for another podcast. Although we do still have 15 minutes here. So.
But no. So anyway, but going back to what I was saying. So I woke up to that. That kind of sucked. So I kind of just did like a temporary fix on it just to see if I can get any better. And then I had one other thing that I did. I just couldn't remember what the heck it was. Yes, that's what it was. I needed to remove all of the hard water spots from my shower. And
what do you use?
So my dad, right, who has a window cleaning business, he uses this stuff. I don't know what the heck it's called. It smells kind of like mint. But it's definitely a paste. It's like an acid-based paste. Yeah. And you spread it on with like a Scotch-Brite pad or some type of kind of rubbing pad. And so you clean the window first, or clean with your glass first, take your solution, put it onto your pad, rub it all in, and then you want to let that haze up, right? You want to let that pretty much haze up completely. And then from there, you're like 2 to 3 minutes in. If you're working around edge work and things like that, that's when you would take steel wool, quad out steel wool, dunk it in some water and some soap, and then hit your corners, right? Knock out all your stuff. And then from there, rewash the window using the squeegee and then the T-bar, and then go through and knock that out. And you're left with perfect glass. And so I did that on the shower, which was much needed, and it turned out freaking awesome. And so I'll try to find out what that solution stuff is called, and see if I can let people know in the next one. But it's just a killer for shower glass. I haven't found anything better, and it's way faster than compounding or polishing or using a machine on any of this glass, because it just takes it right off. But Pretty much that was it, man. I mean, like I said, the weekend went by so fast. It sucked because I felt like I was just stuck at home all weekend. I didn't get to do anything fun. But this next weekend with this car show coming up, I think I'll get my I'll get my stuff in. Be happy.
I think we'll have fun. Yeah. That should be a good time. Let's see. So, what is new on the product front here at TRC? Since we got, I don't know, another 15 minutes or so here to talk about stuff. Let's talk about products. Let's talk about
future plans, because right now the UPS is the only new product that has arrived.
Correct.
It's not on the website yet. It should be on later this week. You guys will see it on Facebook or Instagram. We'll post about it. So that's one thing. We do have it. Anthony, you have it there in your hand.
Oh, this?
Weird. Yeah.
As this camera goes away. There we go.
Not the G mug, but the the sponge.
Oh, this is a prototype.
Yeah, but so the point is we do have, it's basically that's the shape. We will have it on the website hopefully later this week. So just keep your eyes peeled. If you haven't, make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook so that you can be up to date when that happens. The Drago. Many people have been asking, is it a real thing? Is it coming back? Is it available? Where's it at? How do I order it? Where do I get it? It is not here yet, but it is on its way back. So we will, once that gets in, we will let you guys know, but it is also still on its way to the US so that we can get that going for you folks. As to G-Technic, that order has been placed. We are going to be carrying G-Technic products. They should be arriving here in a few weeks. We'll get them all listed on the site. You guys will see lots of product videos coming out. That means the entire line of coatings, G-Technic coatings, is coming to the rag company, as well as the chemicals. So we are very, very excited for that. As you can see, Anthony is drinking out of his G-Technic mug in appreciation. So we do have that happening. So that is going to be a huge thing in the next couple of weeks. We're basically bringing a whole other chemical line onto the rag company.
That's probably the biggest thing.
Yeah, PNS Double Black. As you guys may have noticed, the Double Black line has become more filled out, meaning we're carrying basically the entire Double Black lineup. Now, there is a new product, couple new products that have debuted from PNS, Iron Buster. We don't have it yet. Iron Buster basically sold out. So they announced that they said, place your orders. Basically, everybody placed their orders, and they didn't anticipate the number of orders people were going to place. So they have to make more product. For the first time ever, they sold out of the product and couldn't fulfill all the distributor orders that came out. So I know everyone's really excited to see what PNS did with their Iron Buster. So fret not, we will have it soon. But us and many other distributors, we're waiting until the next batch is made. They have a new product that is going to be launching in the next couple of weeks. We will be live with Sydney from PNS. So she's going to come to our place, and we're going to help do a live video with her on the 22nd, which is, end of this. That'll be on Monday, next Monday. We'll do a live with that, and they're going to be launching the new product, Clarity Cream, which is a glass polish, which is really great.
So cool.
I used some of it this weekend. I really like it, and I'm not a big fan of glass polishes. This stuff I really, really like. It works really well, looks good, works awesome, simple, easy to use. Soul Inspirations Top Coat, basically, is also going to be coming out. We don't have a timeline as to yet when that's going to be launching or when we can get our hands on it. So those are just some of the products that have popped up. We are working on a co-branded Color Lock pack as well with our friends from Color Lock. So those are in production at the moment. As soon as we receive them, you guys will be notified, but it's basically all of their ready-to-use kits that are just customized by the rag company. So we tried to build some kits with them that really fit in the niche that we help serve. So whether you're a professional detailer or a enthusiast that you want to just grab a kit that's for, let's say you're like Dane, you just brought a brand new Tacoma and it's got leather and you want to care for it properly. Well, we've got some kits that are designed for those that just bought a brand new car and want to protect it. And then we've got other people who say maybe Anthony's new Dodge Ram from 1998 has some leather and he wants to go through and fix that up. We will have a kit to handle something where you're working on that older leather and how to refresh and revitalize it. Or maybe you're Morgan McMurry and you want to keep that M3 that has been refreshed looking its best and staying its best. We will have kits like that as well. So we have a full complement that's coming out. So the 2 new brands that are going to be coming to the rag company is G-Technica and Color Lock. You guys know we've been doing a ton of videos with them in the past. They're great friends of ours. We have a blast with both companies, but they are now going to be brought under the rag company banner in the sense that you now can pick up products from them. You'll be seeing videos with us using them. So we're super excited to bring those brands on. The Liquidator has been kicking butt. If you haven't bought a Liquidator, get a Liquidator now.
People have been loving them.
I've been using it at home, and I will tell you guys, I was able to wash 2 cars, dry them, and I'm pretty much sure I could dry the Suburban soaking wet with that Liquidator without picking up another one. Almost 3 cars with that towel, which is insane. So very thirsty.
It goes a long way. So I was also going to point out. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Dane.
Well, we've gotten a lot of people asking about the Last Cut Plus, and I just wanted to tell people we haven't had a chance to try it out yet. It was basically the way Jace had it set it up. Oh, so you have. Jace had it set up in a way where he was giving it to customers first and then distributors second. So it was kind of a little different. Yeah, just trying it out. So we've had a huge influx of people asking about it, and that's why we haven't gotten a chance to use it yet, except for Anthony got the hookup with Jace. Apparently, I hadn't heard about that until just now.
Well,
so what can you tell us?
It was back at SEMA. Dane, he handed him sample.
Oh, geez. Well, way back then. Okay, so that's different.
He palmed me. He palmed me some TLC.
Yeah.
You know, like when people say, like, palm
literally, I was standing right next to him, and he's like, "Here's something for you, Anthony." And it's like, oh, this is like must be rolls of $100 bills, and it was actually just a bottle of TLC for him.
Hey, now that's the same thing.
Whoa!
But you know what? I mean, TLC was like some money, baby.
Then he was like, boom, I got you guys some hats too. And then Dane, you walked over and you were like, hats? I'll put one on. And so it was it was so fast you didn't even see it. So
boom, just like that. Yeah. I'm talking about the recent release where it happened though. Yeah, no, that was strictly for his customers first. And then once they got a chance to try it out and get some, he's had testers obviously doing feedback before them, but as far as the actual sales model
to sell it to his customers first, then
correct.
Just, they liked it. It's very interesting and a unique way to present a product, but that's the beauty of owning your own company is you can do whatever you want. And so Jace decided to try that first. So
so we will definitely be getting our hands on it in a more official capacity soon.
Yep.
And we'll want to do some videos with it and stuff because obviously that's something of interest to it, being that we love the Last Cut original so much.
We did get a restock of Optimum products, so store is pretty much back with Optimum. There are some products still that they are either out completely back at Memphis, but I do know that they are low on staffing in Memphis, and as the whole Corona thing has been coming back up with COVID, they have a small team in Memphis at Optimum, and so they don't have a lot of stuff out. So we were able to get a restock of our order, but they've still got to make other products if they are, or if they're not. They're kind of going through a transition period.
Right. So for the products we
are out of, we recommend you go to opticoat.com to their store and see if they have it in stock. So
right. I was going to ask which ones are we still not in.
I don't know.
Do we not have? Okay.
But I do know that we did get a large restock. Like we were out of gallons of Power Clean. Well, we have
and Hyper Polish.
We were out of Hyper Polish.
Yeah.
We have Hyper Polish back in stock. So there was a lot of stuff we were out of. We have these shelves, that go down the wall, and it was funny to see that thing has always been stacked full and has
yeah.
back stock, and it was like, oh, those are all those shelves are empty all the way down, and we just had a couple cases of some stuff.
Barren wasteland.
Yeah, so that all is getting restocked. But again, if we are out of anything, check out opticoat.com. If you're looking for an optimal product that we are out of, go to their website, opticoat.com, check their store, see what they have in stock, order direct from them. Because if they're out and we're out, everybody's out. So I'd check with them first just to make sure, see if they've got any. So, yeah. So,
and apart from that,
we're ready to rock and roll for this Father's Day sale. As to the Wowos stuff that we are out of, we're out of it right now. If there's a restock coming, we're still waiting. Pretty much the biggest thing is, like we said in the podcast, we are, gallons, we don't have a timeline on. Bottles, caps, sprayers, jugs, all that stuff has been extremely difficult for a lot of the industries, any of the detailing industries, to get a hold of. We've heard from our friends at PNS, we've heard from GTech, like it's very hard to get bottles and sprayers because everybody's out. And so,
companies were finding like random isolated containers with like, here's a selection of like 5,000 sprayers or something, and there'd be companies like, okay, I need that, I need those, they don't match your normal setup, but they work, I need them.
And they go to place their order, and the company's like, we only have 5,000, so they buy all of them. And then the next company comes and goes, hey, I need to order 100. Well, we're out. So
yeah, it's been crazy just trying to line up like all the pieces that make a thing function.
So we know that it's all over the world. And so, Wowos is based in Glasgow. And so they don't have a lot of product. And what product they do have, they're trying to get bottles and sprayers and things like that.
They got to supply Europe too. So
so we'll see when we can get a restock from them. We don't have an ETA yet, so apologies to those of you that are, I know we're out of quick detailer. So and that is an awesome item, but sorry, we're out. So you could try getting a hold of Wowos in Glasgow and ordering from their website, and pay the shipping to get it into the US if you're interested in that. You will be paying a little bit more, quite a premium actually, for that. So, but that's where we're at. So just kind of a little quick roundtable action for all of those there. So
catching people up. Now, I won't say what it is, but you guys have been playing around with some pretty interesting product combos lately that I know you've had some fun getting
we're very
in order.
Excited, and when we decide to launch that, we will let you guys know. But right now, it's under wraps.
He's like, but right now, Dane, shut your mouth. Is what
that's the point. I'm trying to tease him. I'm trying to get him excited about what you.
They don't need to know.
I'm not saying what it is
until they see it. So
I am telling them to watch out, because when you catch it, you're gonna.
It'll be you'll know it when we tell you. So
you'll know.
Yep. So that's
half the fun. So I wanted to get that out there, and wow, right on the dot, just about noon. So, guys, anything left to say before I wrap us up and get us out of here?
Dane,
don't tell them the secret, Dane.
Yeah,
I'm not telling them the secret.
Stop spilling secrets.
See, you guys are no fun because you love just steamrolling me. But when I come in with one little thing and just want to mention, oh, by the way, I'm not saying what it is. I'm just offering up. I'm not telling a secret. That's the whole point. That's the whole point is you're just going to tease them. You're going to give them a little taste. Just basically say there's something going on, something brewing. And then you don't have to say what it is. You don't have to get any more detail. Just get people excited about the very thought of it.
We don't want to steamroll you. We kind of want to just like bobcat you a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
Just kind of
potato. So anyway, moving along. We have got this thing wrapped up. So guys, as usual, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the Rag Company podcast YouTube channel, as well as the Rag Company main channel, which is just the Rag Company YouTube channel. But in addition to those, I'm asking you to please go to the Rag Company FAQ channel. That is a new channel, and it is for people who just want answers. They want to get
Fact.
right through all the BS, all the chat and all that stuff, which we love to do. Obviously, if you're listening to podcasts, you know this. But sometimes people just want a straight
Just
answer.
want the
And
facts.
where better to get it than on the FAQ channel? That's where
Heck
we
yeah.
distill these things down to the core elements and give you exactly what you're looking for. So please find it, check it out. If you love it, give it a follow, like those videos, subscribe, share with friends. You know the deal. Anyway, guys, that's that. And we will catch you next time. So from all of us here, adios.
Hey,
See ya.